Because we are going to talk everything Assassin's Creed Shadows. Now, obviously, they dropped. In fact, can I do that? It's not going to kick the game out, is it? They dropped the trailer. We announced that they were going to drop the trailer on Tuesday Night Gaming Chat at 5 p.m. yesterday, which they did. And not only that, I have got to bring up some stuff because they've sent me a ton of stuff. Thank you to Ubisoft for sending me all this, by the way. They've sent me a ton of stuff. And I'm not just talking the trailer. So I am going to play the trailer first. For anyone who's not seen it, now is your time to see the trailer that came out at 5 o'clock. And we know that Assassin's Creed Red is now known as Assassin's Creed Shadows. So we're going to play the trailer. Then we've got a little bit of information for you. Then we've got some stills. And we've got some behind-the-scenes footage to show you, courtesy of Ubisoft. And again, because I'm an Ubisoft partner, thank you to Ubisoft for sending me all this. If you want to see all this again, I will be, kid you not, doing this as a mini video. For everyone to see. Thank you, Ubisoft. Words 2022 mag, never thought he'd say. I know, hilarious. It's funny how things work out, isn't it? It's like they're about my best friend. Plus, we got some other Ubisoft news after we do this. So we're going to do this. So here's the trailer, folks. This is the trailer drop. So if you haven't seen it, this dropped last Wednesday at 5 o'clock. So enjoy.
Who are you? Who do you serve?
All I have ever known in my life. Our land. Our customs. My family. Burns in the name of unification.
You are still a frog in a well who knows nothing of the sea. The ocean's filled with new ships, but they all come from the same river. Greed. Power. Vengeance.
And you? Will you continue down that river? Or choose another path beyond what we see?
And we must look for it together. We must learn to trust, rebuild.
And follow the blade.
do you serve? We are the shadows.
That served the light.
Damn. Okay, so that's the trailer, which dropped last Wednesday. iQuail was saying, haven't we already seen this trailer? Yes, it dropped last Wednesday, but this is where it gets interesting because I have got some bits and pieces. We are going to look at the trailer more in depth because they've sent me a whole breakdown, bless them. So let me just bring up some stuff that they have sent me. If I can find it. Where was that? Where's the thing that they've sent me? There's this. Right, here we go. So let me just have a quick look because there's a few things that I'm going to show you. I'm going to bring them up on screen. Let's go to that. And I'm just going to open this because they've sent me a whole package of stuff. Obviously, that's the trailer. But then they've also sent me a load of stills, which I'm going to bring up. Let's bring this over here. I'm wondering if I can I flick through these? Will this work? So if I put this full screen, that's not full screen. That's full screen. They have sent me a load of stuff. So these are some of the stills, which we'll have a look at, which is really cool. Think I'd rather he goes back to ignoring me again. What's that, Dave? I'm not into the stream because Mag yelled at me when I said I wanted to watch it on release. I didn't yell at you. Is it more like Mirage or Valhalla? Well, that's a good question. I'll try and answer that in a minute. But this is the first game in a while where you get to play two different characters. And they've not done that since Syndicate. And apparently it does change the story, depending on who you play, according to what they've said. So possibly more like Odyssey. Oh yeah, Odyssey was the last time they did that. But no, wasn't Odyssey you play as one or the other? You got to pick and then you stuck with that character. Or am I wrong about that? Gozzo says this looks amazing, Japan style, for the Japan stuff. The side blade, the blade doesn't go out, it goes side. Yes, you pick and then you stick with that character. I believe with this, you might be able to bounce between the two characters. I believe, from what I'm being told. But yeah, the blade goes out sideways. I noticed there was a character at the start of this trailer, and I'll show you in a minute, who's a well-known actor. And he's in that Disney Plus show, Shogun. That gentleman right there on the left. I'm sure that's voiced by a very famous actor. And he's been in loads of things, like Danny Boyle's Sunshine. He was in the Mortal Kombat movie a couple of years ago, 2020 Mortal Kombat movie. So he's been in lots of stuff. It's Dave Johnson. You are famous. George Takei. Is that his name? I couldn't remember the name. Let me know. Someone look it up for me. There we go. So that's all those. I'm also going to give you some stuff that they've sent me, which is very behind the scenes. Because they sent me the... let's have a look. I've got artwork here from certain stills. If I bring that up, check these out. So these are stills from the game that they've sent. And again, I'm allowed to show all this. They sent it to me as a package. They wanted me to show it all off. It does look... I see the collector's edition retail looks amazing. Yeah, I'll talk about that in a minute. This is something else they've mentioned. For the first time ever in an Assassin's Creed game, there's going to be destructible environments. So especially when you're in these rooms where they've got like the paper-thin doors, you're going to be able to smash people through them. So that's a new thing that's never been in the games. Let's have a look what else I got. Oh, yeah, let's do this. Let's bring up some of these. Let's have a look at some of the characters more in depth. So... let's bring up some of these. This is the guy at the start that was running away. He's the forest warrior. So they've sent me a ton of these. There you go. I'm gonna just play all of them. I think that's direction Shadows might be going in. Anyone who's interested, you might want to read up the Black Samurai. Smashing, exactly. Smashing. Here's our main female character. And then we've got our Shogun Warrior as well. That's her without a hood on. I'm assuming this is the main bad guy. That's the full armor set. This is our other hero. Tetsubu Suben. If you can wield a Tetsubu like in a trailer, you're going to need destructible scenery. Yeah. So I think that's a brand new thing for Assassin's Creed. There you go. That's with him with his helmet off. So you go. Now what I have got as well, which is really cool. If I bring this up. What else we got? They have sent me how they did some of the transition shots. Now let me bring these up. So let me show you these, because these are really freaking cool. So this is behind the scenes, because obviously a lot of it was digitalized. So check these out. So it shows you, it's going to show you how they actually did the scenes. And the 3D art models. And then how, look, this is how they actually filmed it. And the storyboards. See, you don't get this with the reveal trailer. Told you it was going to be something pretty special. And don't worry, there is no sounds on these if you're wondering. I'm gonna shut this down. Let's bring up this one. I've got a couple of these. This is her, she's waking up. Here we go. Did the stunt work? Slay. Must have taken age, yeah. Look at that. How cool is that? This is then when at the start of the trailer in the forest. There's the storyboard. So some of it was obviously storyboarded out, and then some of it they used real actors to film the motion. You know what, I'm going to bring that down there so you don't have to see it every time. So let's bring this one up. Here we go, the bit where we're in the village. There we go. This bit was cool. Slade anchor. How many rendering passes? Oh my god, this looks amazing. It's good, innit? There we go. And we got one more. That's so cool. So they've sent me those. Let's have a look what else we got. What else we got? Those are the media cuts. What are they? Let me just check what they are. Let me just check what this is. Oh.
Who are you?
These are like... These are trailers that you're going to see on TikTok and stuff.
The ocean's filled with new ships, but they all come from the same river. Greed.
It's like a cut down version of the trailer.
Vengeance. We must learn to trust.
And follow the blade.
Together.
There you go. So you'll probably see that on everywhere like YouTube and TikTok. It says here that's going to be on YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, etc. That advert. So you'll probably see that around. They've sent me some concept art. So let's have a look at this. Of the buildings. And the bad guys. I think this is going to be a pretty amazing game. Like, don't get me wrong, I like Mirage. Mirage was good, and it took things back. But I'm expecting big things from this. I'm really expecting big things. Another thing with this character, right? I'll go back to that first one for you, Guildfly, because you were like, wow. she's got a grappling hook that you can use. So she's going to have a grappling hook to get around. Obviously, we've got art from... So there's a couple of different key concept pieces of art. This is going to be the front cover of the game. There's a couple of different versions that they've sent me. Get to see this. So there you go. I'll tell you what else we got, because I want to do a breakdown of the trailer. We've seen the logo. I'm not bothering to show you the logo. Everyone's seen the logo now. What else we got there? Are these character models? Yes, these are posters. So that's Neo. Yasuke. These are your main two characters. Some close-ups. There you go. Which is pretty cool. And we have also got some screenshots. There's them both together. AC Shadows looks good. Then again, all ACs look good. I'm glad I like understanding of what the story is going to be. Almost as good as the Timeless artwork. Certainly is. We'll talk about Timeless in a minute. But I'm going to show you, I'm going to do a little breakdown of the trailer as well. So there you go. That is all them. I think that's all the assets they've sent me. So let me get rid of that. What I do want is, if I just jump back to this, I'm going to bring up some stuff, because what I want to do is bring up the trailer again. I'm going to keep that on in the background. So I'm going to read a couple of things they've sent me. So it's set in 1579 in Japan. The country is on a brutal path towards unification, driven by the iron will of Daimyo Oda Nobunaga. Apologies if I got that right. Unrest grows as new coalitions appear and corruptive foreigners infiltrate the land. After the brutal invasion of the peaceful province of Ayaga, a young shinobi embarks on a journey to fulfill an impossible promise, while a legendary samurai finds new purpose confronting the demons of his past. In Assassin's Creed codename Red, or Shadows as we know it's called, you'll live the intertwined stories of Naoya, an adept shinobi assassin from the province, and Yasuke, the historical legend, against the backdrop of the turbulent late Sengoku period. This remarkable duo will discover their common destiny as they usher in a new era of Japan. From chaos to purpose, from darkness to light, a new creed rises over Japan. So apparently, there's going to be, obviously the main setting of this whole thing is the fact that it's set in the ever-changing world of feudal Japan. You're going to be able to explore the whole area. And the team from Ubisoft, as they always do with these games, worked with external experts, historians, consultants, and internal co-workers from Ubisoft, Osaka, and Tokyo. Obviously, I mentioned you can be the shinobi assassin and the legendary samurai. So you can play both the characters at the same time and have a completely different gameplay experience, apparently, from two different perspectives. So that's going to be different. It's Ubisoft Quebec that's working on this game. They've worked on quite a few of the Assassin's Creed games. So they are pretty savvy to a decent Assassin's Creed game. Tell you a little bit more about the characters that you see on the trailer. Neo is the assassin shinobi. She comes from remote mountainous province of Aiga in Japan, the birthplace of the shinobi. Her father, Nagato, trained her to fight and tried to instill in her the values of valor, wisdom, benevolence, with varying degrees of success. These values are challenged when the great and brutal Daimyo Oda Nobunaga invades their home, and Nagato also instills in her hatred for this tyrant, and is basically against everything they stand for. Yasuke is the iconic samurai. He was a real person, apparently, who was likely born in Mozambique, taken by the Portuguese as a child slave, raised and trained as a warrior, and eventually came to Japan in the service of missionaries. The first African Oda Nobunaga encountered, Yasuke impressed the great Damayo with his physical prowess, artistic appreciation, and abilities to speak Japanese. So Nobunaga in turn made Yasuke a samurai in his service. In this story, Yasuke had other reasons for coming to Japan, and tied to the narrative of the game, more of these details to come later this year, so they're not going to tell us. Thank you, Gozzo. Now let's have a little look. So there's a couple of things. I'm going to play the trailer again. I'm going to stop it in certain places. So let's just replay that again. I will play it with the sound this time. And I'm going to stop it in certain places here. So, firstly... Actually, let's see. I'll pause it in the certain places.
Who are you? Who do you serve?
Night, Soph.
All I have ever known in my life.
Okay, so
I will let.
first thing they said about this. So Neo is actually a farmer to start with, who's training to become a warrior from this province in Japan. Lives out in the isolated mountains, and there's several shinobis that come from here. Night, Soph. Take care.
Our customs. My family. Burns in the name of unification.
So here it says in 1579 there was the first ever attack by the clan, and in 1581 happened the second attack, and the second was much more violent. And this is where Iga, like the town that she lived in, got absolutely crushed. So they're basically stating that, obviously, if you play as this character, she's very much like a frog trapped in a well or a fish out of water, because she's going to go on this journey, which is basically going to take you to areas unknown. She's not even seen the sea. So obviously there's bits that you'll see in a bit.
You are still a frog in a well.
There you go,
Who
frog in a
knows
well.
Nothing of the sea. The ocean's filled with new ships.
Which brings to this, because this is the big port in Japan, and these are all Portuguese ships, right? They're a version of the black ships and a lot of the merchant ships that were coming in and out of Japan at this period in time. Now, but for the sake of the trailer, it originally in true life it was in Nagasaki. This takes place in 1581, I believe, and 1579. So those 2 years. But for the purposes of the game, it's not going to be in Nagasaki. It's going to be in Sakai. I hope I've said that right.
But they all come from the same river. Greed.
Now this guy, he says this historical figure is one of the great free unifiers of Japan. He had deep relations with the Portuguese through the trade, and he's an incredible, powerful figure at the time. And let's keep going. There's a few more little things they wanted me to point out about the story. So, obviously, just jumping back there. Among speculations, the most common story is Yasuke came in a couple of years before the sequence and learnt Japanese quite fast, being fluent with a great knowledge of Japanese culture. Yasuke was the first African man Oda had ever seen, and this later was impressed by his stature and Japanese skills, and he asked him to stay with him, so he obviously was like his bodyguard.
Power. Vengeance.
So this is a battle between the Oda clan and another rival clan, and it's a big part of the reunification. It says all moves that are shown in the trailer are moves that you will be able to do in the game. So let's have a look at that. So all these are going to be fighting moves that you can do. So you're literally going to be able to sever people.
And And you... will you continue down that river?
But there's obviously a redemption story to this as well.
Or choose another path, beyond what we see?
And we must look for it. Together.
Now the question would be, how complicated the button combos? I mean, that's true. We'll have to see. A couple more things I'm going to point out, and then we'll just show you the collector's edition.
Trust. Rebuild.
And follow the blade.
I like the combination of these two characters. So, first thing that I mentioned, if you're playing as the Shinobi, grappling hook. This is a new tool that's going to be in the game, which is going to very helpful for stealth. Allows her to climb over walls that you cannot climb, or without the hook. It offers different paths, so you can go different routes on different maps. When finding hook points in the game, she can navigate much faster into the open world, so you might be able to swing across places. So there you go. You're going to have ninja stars as well, which looks cool. So again, all these moves she's doing, you'll be able to do. As mentioned earlier, both characters can destroy a large amount of props and scenery in the game, while Yusuke can break through actual doors. So all characters can destroy props and things around. Hi, Luke Kelly, how you doing? Good to see you. But Yusaka can actually destroy through doors and bits of walls and scenery, because obviously he's the stronger one of the two. So that's a first for Assassin's Creed games.
I said, who do you serve?
And then finally, the bit that we've already said about.
We are the shadows.
That served the light.
So, the Hidden Blade, one of the most iconic things from Assassin's Creed games, not only comes out normally, but also comes out sideways. This is a new thing. It's also, apparently she's going to have a dual-wield weapon called a Tanto. So there you go, folks. Pre-order it on November the 15th. That is when it comes out. November the 15th. I will be streaming it when it comes out. Don't you worry. We will hopefully do it on the day of release, or at least the Monday after. I believe that's a Friday. The Tanto is a Japanese dagger. So there you go. But if you do want to get it, there is a very cool... let me bring it up, because I will bring it up through this website. You can pre-order it from all places that you buy video games. So the normal edition, you'll get a steelbook. Let me see if I can bring up the steelbook, and I'll show you this in a second. So anyone that pre-orders the game, boop, you'll get this cool little steelbook to go with it, which has got both characters on either side. 15th is a Friday, so chances are I will stream it the Monday after. Because I don't normally stream Fridays. Unless something special happens with Ubisoft. You get a bonus quest called Thrown to the Dogs. So there you go. And then also, as Gozzo's just mentioned, and I'll bring this up. So that's that. You've got the... Let's just check that version. This version, because at the moment it's about 55 quid pre-order. But then there is a £90 version. There's the gold edition, which contains all that I said, but also contains the season pass, which also will include the next 2 DLCs that they bring out. So this will have DLCs coming out for it. Assassin's Creed Mirage didn't. This will have DLCs. And then, if I can find the collector's edition, folks, I will show you. Let's see. Is that it? Did I get a picture of it? I did have a picture of it. Where's it gone? Oh, here we go. That would be good. That's the standard. So standard edition is just a game. Gold edition comes with the 2 DLCs and the season pass. And then the Ultimate Edition comes with everything that you get there. But if I bring this up as well, you also get in the Gold Edition a hideout pack, which contains 4 items, a character pack, so 2 different red character things here, 5 skill points to start the game with, and a red dragon photo filter. And I believe that is going to be just over 100 quid. And then the collector's edition, which is the best part of £250, which comes with the steelbook, the ultimate edition, which includes everything that I've mentioned, a life-sized katana Tsubu, right? A map, the world map, the actual statue of the 2 characters. I'm wondering if I can make this bigger. Can I make that bigger? I don't know. Let's see if I can zoom in. Zoom in? No, it's not letting me zoom in. Can I do that? I can do that. It comes with the statue of the 2 characters, a collector's 84-page art book, a wall scroll to put on your wall, and 2 lithograph postcards. And that is 250 quid. Life size for Mag, yes, not normal size. So that is and plus you get 3 days early access, the season pass, and the ultimate pack that you get from everything else, plus that bonus mission. So there you go. I like the wall scroll. That's really cool. So there you go, folks. That is Assassin's Creed Shadows. I will be playing it. And if you want to find out some more stuff about Assassin's Creed Shadows, couple of things we're going to be talking about, Ubisoft related. One thing, as I said, I'm not allowed to talk about yet, but I will be unveiling at the start of June. But on the 10th of June, if you want to find out more about this and other Ubisoft games, I will be officially co-streaming the Ubisoft Forward. So you get to see all the things part of Summer Games Fest, all to do with Ubisoft. So I'm sure you'll get to see some gameplay and other stuff about this. Plus, obviously, Star Wars Outlaws, which comes out in August, and some other games that announce. And just like I did with the Game Awards, I'll be officially partnered and will be officially branded. And I believe there may even be some official Ubisoft drops while you're watching the stream with me.